So the school year officially started about 2 weeks ago with our charter school, or maybe it's 3 weeks ago, I don't know. And then this past week we officially started with our homeschool year. And I still have nothing planned or prepared in typical Xuan fashion. And so I want to bring you along as I prepare for our homeschool year after it has already started. So let's get to it. This basket here is going to be for our like maybe history and science, things that we don't do like every day. This right here in our kitchen, that is kind of like daily work, stuff that we do every day. So this has a lot of stuff from summer and I need to go through that. Then I have this here, which is basically my, I guess you would call it, self-care tote. I got this idea from my friend Vanessa Wright. She is a midlife coach and she's my coach too. And so she suggested this, like having, because she homeschools her kids too. And she suggested having like a self-care tote or kit that I can just like grab and take it with me. Like when we go to classes or to the park or to the library, I just have it. So whenever I get some downtime, I can just grab something really simple in here and use it for myself. I feel like we homeschool moms, we give so much to our kids and we don't really give enough to ourselves. And it's important for us to fill our cup in order to be like, you know, totally present and engaged and nice and happy and excited and, you know, just all the feels with our kids, because it can be really draining, super duper draining to like just give and then never fill our own cup up. So anyways, highly recommend a tote, but I need to organize it. It's kind of a mess and I need to, there's probably some library books in there I need to return. So there's a lot to do today. So organizing 2 baskets, my tote, going through all the new homeschool supplies, and also cleaning up this room. So I have these science kits that I've been hoarding. I'll show you my science kits I've been hoarding. So these ones are for my older son with Science Unlocked. And I want to get Science Unlocked for my younger kids as well. But I need to get through all of these kits here. We've already finished Milk Chem. I feel like these I've had longer, so I need to get through them first. And then we'll tackle Generation Genius. We also have these cooking kits that I was gifted. And then we also still need to finish our history kits for US history as well. And as you see here, I kind of list everything out so I know what box is next. So we and our homeschool friends are meeting at a park after our art class, and we plan on bringing our science kits or STEM kits. 2 of them, they kind of signed up for the same kit, and I didn't want to sign up for another kit when we still have all these other ones. And so we're just I'm gonna bring ours. Maybe we're not gonna do the same thing as the other kids, but you know, they can join us if they want to. We're meeting every week, so hopefully that will help us get through all those science kits. I love science kits because they're easy, but then I also tend to have a collection of them. I know because some of them, they're gifted to me and I just haven't gotten to them yet. And then others, I don't know. I put science off. Why is that? I put science off. We focus a lot on like reading, writing, and math, and then the classes, and then science and history. Even though I'm a history lover, we tend to put those off. And my goal this year is not to put those off, especially as my oldest is getting older. And I know it doesn't really matter now, but once he's in high school, then he will be needing to study all those subjects because we homeschool through a charter school, and we need to like submit work for each subject every month. So now I'm going to add all of the stuff that we don't do every day in our homeschool into this basket here. And that will sit right behind me here in this room, because out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing. We don't come in here as often as we do in the kitchen. And so in the kitchen, I like to put our daily basket there because we're there daily. And in here, we don't come in as often. So yeah, I just like having the different areas and different sections. Let me grab these here. So as you know, we are studying about the elections and the Constitution and US history and all that. So I have this Mad Libs here in the IEW's poetry memorization, level 5. So we have Give Me Liberty, some from Patrick Henry's speech, and then we have the Declaration of Independence and the preamble of the Constitution. Don't recommend the audio version, but highly recommend this. Whether you are secular or Christian or what have you, if you're like me and you're secular, just skip over what doesn't apply. Art K-12 sent me this, their latest Draw the Human Body organs. And so I got the one that includes the reproductive organs. They do have a version that does not have it if you are wary about it. If you're interested in me just like sharing more about this, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's like anatomy, but you're drawing, and it teaches you step by step how to draw different parts of the anatomy, which I love. I also have another book I think I will use in correlation with this. Let me get it real quick. I also feel like I have a younger kid version of this. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. But the Human Anatomy coloring book. Love these Dover coloring books. I was gonna say Dover. I just remember using these in high school and college, and so they're great for when you need to learn facts as well. So yes, we will be studying about the human body. We've already done this before, probably a few years ago, maybe when we first started homeschooling. We studied about the human body, and we're doing it again because, you know, kids don't remember everything. We have here understanding the US Constitution. We're not going to use the whole workbook. It's just like graphic organizers and like little quizzes and stuff to help your kids understand how government works, but it's kind of dry, so this is just to supplement. My son, it will be going through this workbook, Becoming a Critical Thinker, and we're using this, For Which We Stand, about how our government works. Much more interesting. My oldest son will be reading this, The Cartoon History of the US. We're also be reading this. I think we're going to use the audiobook, but the audiobook does not include like all the little side notes. So that's why I like having both, but the audiobook, awesome. Each week I'll take out one of the science kits that we'll be using and add that to our box. So this will be our first one. And I think, we opened it up already. So this one is from Steve Spangler's Science Club. He's like, I feel like he's like one of the original science kit dudes out there. They're always dudes, why is that? Anyways, this one is like Growing Crystals, Test Tube Rainbow, Growing Green Gators, Super Gator, that'll be interesting, and Bonus Experiments. So that's the plan, to do that with our friends. It comes with supplies, so we have cups here, we have crystals. This is very like easy to do kind of a kit, so this is more geared towards like the younger crowd than it is for older kids. We have like a test tube here and a lid. I guess this goes like that on there. Here's one gator, here's another gator, so we're doing something with these gators. We have more crystals here. We have like a scooper, probably for the crystals, and then a bunch of baggies. So I probably should look at the instructions to see if I need to bring anything else. I'm assuming water. A chart here. Growing Creatures chart. Is it really science if you're not documenting what you're doing? This will be interesting. It will be fun to do. You can tell, totally geared towards little kids because look at the picture right there. And I'll leave a link down below. And I am an affiliate for Spangler Science Club. So if you use my link, I totally appreciate it because it helps me, you know, produce free content here for you. YouTube doesn't pay a lot, despite what people think. Oh, and I have some more of these letters here that I haven't put away yet. So this one is Heritage Letter, Posts from the Past, Letters from Afar. Let me get my letter opener. This was my great-grandmother's letter opener. It's like a salesman or something. It's kind of dirty, so I probably shouldn't show you, but I need to clean it, I guess. So here we have Dubrovnik, Croatia. I just love the drawings and everything. It's just so well done. And it comes with field notes and a map. Socotra Island, Yemen. So I love learning about places we're not familiar with. We've never, so now, I mean, I know Yemen, but the Socotra Island. Socotra Island in Yemen. Never heard of those islands. Love Heritage Letter. Don't love that the paper rips so easily. So So oftentimes our letters come with a paper rope. So if you don't mind, you know, go for it. This is from the desk of Alexander Wilson. We have a picture of him and a timeline. So I'm not familiar with this guy. Ornithology. That's about birds, right? Yeah, because look, this is something he drew, probably in his field notes. Ooh, this one did not rip. Yay. Maybe it's different. Is it different paper? It feels the same. I don't know. Maybe they just like, you know, sometimes when you fold it too crisp. This is Jim Thorpe, like a football player. No, he was an Olympic medalist. Yeah, that's it. He was a Native American Olympic medalist. And a picture of a parade. Oh, and Paul Revere. This is timely because we're studying about the Revolution soon. A picture of him on his ride. Just a picture of his portrait. And a timeline in the back. And then next I'm going with Posts from the Past. So Posts from the Past is from the UK, and I believe if you're Christian, they did recently come out with like a new letter that's about like Christian figures, I guess. Here we have Henry Matisse. Oops. This is very pretty. Comes with a little like extra, read all about it, little flyer about him. I probably should do a unit study on Henry Matisse because one of my most popular blog posts is a unit study I did about Vincent van Gogh. So I guess I should do that. Here we have a letter about George Washington. Again, I can use this for this year. And here. So now we're going to go through our daily basket here, and some of it is stuff from our summer because we kind of homeschool year round, but we take a lot of breaks, so it's not like we constantly homeschool and never stop. We stop often. So I made a new reading log here for my kids. Basically, my kids just color in how many books they read. So if my daughter recently just read 10 books, they're like those little phonics readers, so she'll color in 10 books here. And I do bribe my kids. My youngest, she gets little Hatchimals for every 10 books that she reads. For my middle child, he gets these little like Lego minifigures and that we bought used off of Bricklinks. And then my oldest, he gets cash. Sometimes we need an incentive, and just coloring it in is not incentive enough, you know? Especially if you have reluctant readers like I have. So we do have some games in here that we plan on playing. Dominoes, and we have phase 10. So I don't know if you can see, but I have this homeschool menu here. It comes in like, oh, you don't need to look at that last page. I need to update that last page because I have a new website if you didn't know. That's not my blog. It's totally for my coaching. So if you're new here, you don't know who I am because I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Xuan, and I'm a homeschool blogger at the Homeschool Front, and I am also a mindful living coach or slow living coach, and I, help overwhelmed moms like find peace and joy in being a mom, because sometimes it can get overwhelming because we have a lot to do. It's like a lot. And it's unpaid too, so that adds another stress to it. So I'm going to print this out.
I did too.
So I have my homeschool menu here, adapted for our use. So I hope you do too. I have this in my homeschool shop. I will link to this as well. So I'll just put like our daily activities that we're gonna do, and then also like some of like history and science. I'm very vague because I don't like getting too detailed, because I feel like when I get too detailed, nothing ever really goes as planned. And then that's more frustrating. So instead, I'm just very vague. So like language arts, math, reading, science, history, and then once we hit those, I'll put a sticker on it. Yeah, we need more little stickers. I think I ordered some, I'm not too sure. And then we'll just sticker it because it's fun to sticker things. And I will keep this in our little basket right here. So that is kind of the extent of our homeschool planning. For language arts, starting with my oldest, besides reading books, we are also doing Write by Number, which I highly recommend. I believe I did a video on it, so I'll link it somewhere up there. But this is good for like K through 12. And his writing has improved tremendously. Like even our homeschool teacher, looking at his test scores, like she even mentioned it, like his writing is like leaps and bounds. Before that, we did Night Zookeeper, and that was great for creative writing and finding his voice, but this is good for like structure. We like to use the IEW Student Resource Notebook. So it's just like a good kind of checklist for writing, about grammar and how to use semicolons and good adjectives and adverbs to use. when writing. It teaches you like MLA format, super easy, like basic essay format, etc. So it's just like a good reference tool. And then my son's notebook, where he does all his writing in. For my middle child, he is finishing up printing power. He's almost done, so I'll get him the next level soon. And I don't push my kids to like move too fast. They move at their own pace. So I guess this would be for 2nd grade. My son is in 3rd grade right now, but he's almost done with this, and then we'll move on to 3rd grade. My daughter, she just got her kindergarten, or not, her 1st grade. She's in 1st grade now. She just got her 1st grade printing book here, and I believe they just updated all the books because they're looking different to me. They're going fishing right now, so they're excited. And then we also have these word ladders. This is for K through 1. I think I'm gonna get another one for grades 2 to 3. Oh, thank you. Is this like a sheriff's badge?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. So daily word ladders, love using these. I'm not a big fan of spelling lessons. I find it more important for kids to know like word families and definitions, like meanings, like and how to use the words, than how to spell the words. Because I know a lot of people know how to spell the words, but then they don't know how to use the words. Nowadays, we got like Grammarly spell check, so do we really need to know how to spell? We get corrected anyways, and then we learn from those corrections usually. We also have this here, Poodle in the Blue Mountain Monster by Michael Clay Thompson. I mean, this is just fun. It's like poetry and just learning grammar. I do have these books here, but I think I'm going to sell them. Building Language, The Music of the Hemispheres, Grammar Island, and Sentence Island. It doesn't really vibe with us. And then also for my youngest, they have like their little writing notebooks. So basically they narrate a story to me and I'll write it down and then they'll illustrate it. Eventually we'll do some dictation or, copy work, I guess. But as for right now, it's just narration for their notebooks here. So that's language arts. And then we have math. My oldest son is finishing up with Beast Academy. So again, my kids move at their own pace with math. Originally we did the online version, but I felt like my son was going a lot slower with the online version. So when he was younger, the online version was great. But now that he's older, he needs the books. Beast Academy, highly recommend. It is more for like advanced kids. You have a kid that struggles with math, I do not recommend Beast Academy. And then we have these here just for practice. So the time tests, I have like different versions of these. So my son is working on these. My 3rd grader is finishing up this. He's almost done with 1A, and then we'll move on to 1B. And so with Beast Academy, 1A does not mean that's the grade level. It's just like their first set of books. I think they have like an age range, but like, you just go at your own kid's level. And they have like a test, like a placement test that you can take to see what level your kids would start at. Beast Academy Math 1, like the text and the workbook are combined. I kind of like this. I wish they were all like this, but they are not. And then with the older kids, they're separate. Here you have the guide, which is like the comic style. And then you have the workbook, or the practice book, they call it, not the workbook, because saying workbook kind of makes you not want to work. If I said workbook, then I'd be like, I don't want to do it. Maybe my youngest, she would like to do it. For my youngest, she's just finishing up this KB. With Singapore math, with the younger kids, I don't think you need the teacher's manual, and I don't think you need the like textbook thing. Like I think the workbook is good enough, because it's like just very simple, basic math. Make your life simple and cheap. Get just this instead, I highly recommend. But when she's done with this, she will be moving on to this right here. Here we have phonics books. So my middle child is struggling with reading, but I feel like he's at that age now. He's almost 9, where like everything is starting to click. I feel like he's just on the verge of just, blooming when it comes to reading. Same thing kind of happened with my oldest son. He struggled with reading, and then by the end of 2nd grade, it was like almost all of a sudden, bam, he was reading chapter books. What happened was that I started giving him books that he wanted to read, and he has very silly sense of humor, and so he loved Dogman, and that really helped him read. And so if you have a struggling reader and you're worried about giving your kids twaddle, is like what they like to call it, to read, because you think, oh no, it's going to degrade their brain. There's other things in life that will degrade their brain. Let them read the twaddle. Let them read what they want. Stop controlling them so much, please. So phonics, we have Pokemon, we have Scooby-Doo. Yeah, we have Star Wars. This one too. So a lot of phonics books, but I don't just do phonics, we also do word families. I've talked about that before. We're just finishing up with this. So next will be this, and then we'll just cycle back through. And then also for language arts, I also use an app called Duo ABC. So if you're familiar with Duolingo, that's like the language learning app. They have a reading app for kids, maybe like K through 3rd grade. And so we use that as well. We do have some flashcards. So I think these are sight words. These are like with the alphabet and then also like the different sounds. And then these are just regular alphabet ones. I think I got this from the back of like a workbook or something that we didn't use. I just took that. That's the only thing we used. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the basket just to keep ourselves on track. This is like an example of what I used with my eldest son last year. And you know, I would just pretty much using just like a simple notebook so he can keep track of what he needs to do and then just write everything down. You could also do this like on Google Classroom if you wanted to, if you want to save paper. Or you can use like other type of project management apps, I guess. But Google Classroom's free. But we just prefer notebooks because sometimes we don't always want to be on our screens because you can easily get distracted. You go online to do one thing and then you end up doing something else, and then 2 hours later, yeah. See, this is my notebook. I'm gonna switch it around to what I used to do, which is like a T-chart. And so one side is going to be my tasks that I want to get done for the day. The other side will be like homeschool tasks, and then at the bottom will be like what we're eating that day to remind me what I'm making for dinner. So I guess it's kind of meal planning, but not. Let me move it. Whoa. I think this was from Beautiful Feet Books. Haven't used it yet because normally at the beginning of the year we will do these from Art K-12. So draw the USA and then label it and then draw the world, natural wonders. I don't think we did this once. I don't think I'll have my oldest son do it again, but I am saving this for my younger two when they get a little bit older. Maybe do this at the beginning of the year and then at the end of the year, see if they can draw it from memory. And I forgot I have this, US history, people, and events. I'll add that too. Next, we're gonna go through my self-care tote, and I'm excited about this. So I'm gonna organize it, but as I organize, I'm gonna pull out what I'm using. So here is Olive and June, Olivia and June. It's like nail polish, Olive and June. So I got their kit. So this is self-care, but I don't always have time to do my nails, if you can tell. And so I've added this in here so that I would do my nails. I have a little fan. This is actually my daughter's little nail fan, and I'm using that right now. I have more stuff I'm going to add in here, which I don't have anything right now. I don't have them yet, like art supplies, but I plan on adding it in here. I'm reading some books, so I always try to have like 1 or 2 nonfiction books. Here I have Stolen Focus, Dial A for Aunties, The Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder, Small Talk, because I'm an introvert. I mean, I know how to do small talk, but I just don't always want to. I have Writing Down the Bones, a lot of books on creativity, The Creative Way, The Artist's Way, and I have my little notebook journal. I don't make it fancy because if it's too fancy, I'm not going to write in it. I write and then I throw it out. I don't keep them because I don't really want to look back at my craziness. I also have my art journal here. Ooh, I got some stickers. You always got to have stickers. And I have like a little pencil bag here with supplies, but I need a bigger bag, I think, because this is just not big enough. So there's like washi tape and more stickers in here and pens, obviously. And then I also have my camera here so I can take pictures. And then the video, the little vlogging camera that I'm using right now, that's usually in here too, because I'm trying to get comfortable filming myself out in public. Like that is still a struggle. I don't know why that is a struggle, but it is. Everything goes in here. I used to have like a smaller bag, but this one was like in my trunk. My aunt brought this back from Vietnam, and I think it's made from like recycled plastic or something like that. It's very sturdy, very strong, and I can put all of my things in here, which I love. Thank you for sticking around while I organize our lives. I just really wanted to enjoy summer. I didn't want to already start thinking about everything else because I just feel like we're always such in a rush. People are already like buying curriculum for fall when it was springtime. And it's like, okay, I mean, I understand being prepared, but also like you just need to enjoy where you are right now instead of always looking at the future. Like, yeah, you want to be prepared for the future, but you don't want to not be present. There needs to be a balance somewhere. So like I can easily, take this whole thing with me on the road. Like if we are going to the park or taking my kids to classes, I can take this on the road with me, and then I can just pick and choose what I want to do. So if I want to do art, if I want to do my nails, if I want to take photographs, if I want to journal, if I want to read a book, I have choices, and I like having choices. I don't want to do the same thing all the time because I'm someone that gets bored very easily, and I need choices. Choices are good. I haven't been listening to my podcast since I started filming. Not sure why I still have those in my ears. This one just came. This one's for me, my self-care bag. Yeah, so I didn't want to think about homeschooling until I started homeschooling for the year. So I wanted to enjoy our summer. We went on a lot of trips. We went to the beach a lot. We went to the pool with friends. We just really enjoyed our summer, and I was present, and it was just like a lovely, lovely, lovely summer. Here, look at these. They're Post-its. Yeah, so they're sticky. I used to use these when I was a teacher. I know we could use whiteboards, but whiteboards and like our chalkboard, we use it for other things. Don't mind the mess of my house. So I know a lot of you are here because you love how real and authentic I am, how I don't like try to clean up my house before I start filming. My house is the way it is. It's just life, man. I feel like we're just too preoccupied nowadays with trying to create this perfect looking home and family life. People post the highlight reels online. It's just not realistic, it's just not real life. Anyways, paper. I just get the Amazon basics. I don't like spend a lot of money on paper. This is good enough. I'll put it in my cabinet now. And I think I have some more boxes coming with school supplies, so this may not be everything. But I am trying to be more mindful about what we purchase and not trying to purchase too much, because I think that's another thing about homeschooling, especially like you follow a lot of other different homeschoolers like on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, whatever. To be honest, we're all trying to make money online. I have a blog, I have a homeschool shop, I have a YouTube channel, I have a Substack. I'm also like a life coach and a homeschool mentor. So I'm making money online too. And sometimes I make affiliate income. I make a little bit on YouTube, not a lot. There's something about overconsumption. And I feel like a lot of stuff that is put out there encourages overconsumption. And so yes, I'm sharing with you what I bought, but I'm not telling you to buy any of this. But if you want to buy any of these, I will leave my affiliate link down in the description. But at the same time, I encourage you to use what you have. And so that's what I did before I ordered anything. I looked at what we had to make sure that I don't order things that we already have and only buy things that we actually need. Googly eyes. We need these. Stickers. A pack of stickers. Notebooks, we need these. We go through these. Yeah, I got the college ruled for my son. But me personally, because I don't like writing between the lines, I like these quad ruled notebooks. Just remind me, even though I'm not like a big math geek, it reminds me of my math classes. Like I always liked using this kind of paper for math. We have Mod Podge because we do a lot of, not really crafting, but we do a lot of like art. I have a box of Play-Doh. Always need to stock up on this. And we have report covers. We have a portable easel for my daughter. She requested this. So you can keep your art supplies in here, and then it's also an easel. I don't know, I have to learn how to set it up. We have like a paintbrush cleaner holder bucket thing. We saw this at Hobby Lobby and we thought about getting it, but then I looked online and it was like way cheaper on Amazon. So you can put your paints in there. So it's like an all-in-one kind of a thing for my daughter, because otherwise she'll use like our drinking cups for her paint. For drawing. Good job. High five.
I even write.
You want to show it to the camera? The little notebook for watercolors. These are canvas panels here. So they're thinner, they're not as thick. So I like these because they don't take up so much space, because sometimes when you get the
Awesome.
bigger canvases, they like take up a ton of space. So these panels, and it's a
Awesome.
variety of sizes for my kids to use. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and if you need like help, you know, with your mindset around homeschooling, because I know a lot of people struggle with that. They're like really gung-ho with homeschooling in the beginning, and then they become overwhelmed, feel like they're not doing good enough, or their kids hate it. If you need help with that, I'm here to help you. I do have a couple of openings for my one-on-one homeschool mentoring, and that is a 12-week program where we meet every other week, and then we chat on Voxer as well, and I'm there to support you. But if you don't want to commit to something at that level, I do offer like a 1-hour homeschool strategy session, and just tell me what's bothering or what your problems are, and I'm there to help you. And that also comes with 3 weeks of Voxer support. So oftentimes we like have these ideas, or we make these goals and these plans, and then they don't work out the way we thought they would. And so I love having this extra Voxer support. So like if you need some refinement with your goals, we can do that. I'll leave the links down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.
Simple, simple, simple minds. I guess we'll take it one by one, baby, one by one. Just different, different, different kinds. We'll try to take it one by one, baby, one by one. Too many problems, I'm already lost, yeah. My baby, I do. I miss you too many nights. I miss your colorful lights. I think I love you too much. I miss your blueberry eyes. Fine, fine. I play the memories over, over, over. Just tell me, my mind. I'm trying to keep it in sober, sober, sober. Oh, simple, simple, simple minds. I guess we'll take it one by one, baby, one by one. Just different, different, different kinds. We'll try to take it one by one.